2,000 years ago, one city ruled the known world. Its roads stretched further than any empire before it. Its legions marched further than any army in history. But everything we know about Rome could have been different. At its peak, Rome controlled over 2 million square miles. From Britain to the Sahara, from Spain to Persia, one system of law, roads, and language connected millions of people. It seemed unbreakable. It seemed eternal. But by the 4th century, cracks were forming. Waves of Gothic tribes, pushed west by the Huns, pressed against Rome's borders. The empire that once conquered the world now struggled to defend it. One man held the line. General Flavius Stilicho, a brilliant Roman commander, won victory after victory, keeping the Gothic armies at bay and the empire intact. For a moment, it seemed Rome might endure forever. Then, in 408 AD, betrayal struck from within. Accused of conspiracy by rivals in the imperial court, Stilicho was arrested and executed. Rome's greatest defender was gone, and its last real shield went with him. 2 years later, the Gothic king Alaric marched on an undefended capital. In 410 AD, Rome, the Eternal City, was sacked for the first time in 8 centuries. It was the beginning of the end. Within decades, the Western Roman Empire collapsed entirely. Trade networks broke down. Cities emptied. Centuries of knowledge and engineering faded into what history would call the Dark Ages. But now, let's rewrite history. Imagine the conspiracy fails. Imagine Stilicho is warned in time. The empire's greatest general lives, and Rome keeps its shield. With Stilicho alive, the frontier holds. Gothic tribes are absorbed into the empire, rather than left to conquer it. Rome bends, but it does not break. Freed from collapse, the empire reforms itself. Roads are repaired. Aqueducts expand. Trade across the Mediterranean continues uninterrupted, carrying goods, ideas, and innovation from Britain to Egypt without a single dark age. With no collapse to erase 1,000 years of knowledge, Roman engineers and Greek scholars continue building on each other's work. Concrete technology advances. Early mechanical devices, once abandoned, are refined generation after generation. Rome in the west and Constantinople in the east grow side by side, twin capitals of one unbroken civilization, bound by trade, law, and a shared identity that never had to be rebuilt from ruins. Ideas that took Europe 1,000 years to rediscover arrived centuries early. Printing, formal universities, advanced mathematics. What we call the Renaissance happens not in the 1400s, but almost 1,000 years sooner, with earlier navigation and shipbuilding advances. Roman explorers push beyond the Mediterranean centuries before Columbus. Contact with distant lands begins not in 1492, but perhaps as early as the 8th century. Millions of years of accumulated human effort are never lost, never rebuilt from scratch. Instead of collapsing and restarting, civilization simply continues. One unbroken line, growing for 2,000 uninterrupted years. Imagine a world today still governed in the shadow of the Senate. Latin as a living language spoken by billions. Roman law, still the foundation of global governance, unbroken since Julius Caesar's time. One path led through centuries of collapse, plague, and rebuilding from nothing. The other never had to rebuild at all. The only difference was a single knife on a single night in 408 AD. He never knew how close he came to changing everything, or how close everything came to changing without him. No fall, no dark age, no 1,000 years lost to rebuilding. Just one empire, one unbroken thread, stretching from antiquity into the modern world. Sometimes the fate of an empire doesn't hinge on armies or emperors. It hinges on whether one man survives the night. This is History Rewritten.